right. I don't see the recording thing. Would you should move the mouse around? There it is. Okay, I can see it now. All right, great. Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Call to order the meeting of the Mayor and Council of Borough of River Edge, August 19th, 2025. Regular meeting at the River Edge Library, 685 Elm Avenue, and via Zoom. I ask everyone to take a moment of silent reflection for the people of Ukraine and Europe. And then if Councilman Glass can lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. A statement of compliance with the Open Public Meeting Act. This meeting complies with the Open Public Meeting Act by notification on July 29th, 2025 of this location, date, and time to the town news and the record, and by posting of the same on the municipal bulletin board and the borough website and filing notice of the same with the municipal clerk. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Sure. Council President Montesano Cohen,
Here.
Councilwoman Kinsella. Councilwoman Malalari is absent with prior notice. Councilman Benson,
Here.
Councilman Glass,
Here.
Councilwoman Dari Walls currently absent. Mayor Papaleo.
Here. Okay, could I have a motion and second to approve the minutes of the mayor and council regular and closed session meeting, July 24, 2025?
So,
Second.
Okay, I'm gonna ask first of all in favor, and if you need to recuse for either, then you can do it that time. All in favor?
Aye.
Any recusals? Okay, any abstentions? Very good. Okay, without objection, I'd like to move a swearing in oath of office. I have nominated as a mayor's appointment Tracy Levine of River Edge. She will be joining the land use board for a one-year term, alternate 2 through 12/31/2026. If this does not require council approval, but all in favor anyway?
Aye.
Excellent, very good. Tracy, right over here. If you could stand at the end of that table, right there, okay? So that you are visible. You'd raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I was gonna joke, but no. I
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and that I
and that I
will bear true faith and allegiance
will bear true faith and allegiance
to the same
to the same,
and to the government
to the government
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state,
under the authority of the people.
under the authority of the people.
I state your name,
I, Tracy Levine,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as a member of the Land Use Board
as a member of the Land Use Board
to the best of my
to
ability,
the best of my ability.
so help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. All right, I'm gonna hold on to this because, yes, this has to be filed. Okay, cool. Wonderful. It's a big commitment. It's twice a month. And it's an important responsibility. And so Tracy, thank you so very much for stepping up and being a part of this.
My pleasure.
Okay, great. All right, so we have for discussion, first up is KGB Field Improvement. Mr. Costa, Mr. Flores.
Mr. Mayor,
And if you could just state your name and your association for the record.
Robert Costa, I am the borough engineer, Costa Engineering, Jason Flores to my right. Say hello.
Good evening, everybody. Jason Flores, Costa
Good.
Engineering.
All right, Mr. Costa, if you could talk to us about, this is in reference, everyone, to resolution 25-227. Mr. Costa, you have the floor.
Just to bring everybody up to speed. So KBG Field was actually bid not once but twice. The first bid had to be extended for 2 weeks, just to remind the mayor, yourself and the council and the public. Not because there was a detail missing on the sheet that was actually, we removed the item, but we never took off the actual detail on the construction drawings. There were questions by some of the bidders. To err on the side of caution, we extended the bid for 2 weeks and took that bid in. That bid was over the budget amount. I think it was 1.6 million on the first go around, if I'm not mistaken. 0.6606. So the recommendation was to reject the bids, obviously because you didn't have enough money to do the project. We bid it again. Those bids came in. There were 3 bidders in total. Excuse me. Those bidders came in. I wasn't present at the bid. Lisette took the bids in. I believe Joe was also present, and I believe Jason, you were present also. 2 of the bidders, or one of the bidders that were in the audience, said that the bid did not come in on time from Gallen, who happens to be the low bidder. He sent a letter from his attorney to, I believe, I don't know if he sent it to the mayor or to yourself, John.
We got it.
We got, and again, I got a copy of it.
And we responded to it as well.
All right. Based on my conversation with Mr. Rupp, or Mr. Shedanian's office, he feels that it's not an error, it's not a problem, it's not an issue. And I certainly, based on everything that was said yesterday, I certainly concur with that, that I don't think it didn't prejudice Gallen against any of the other bidders. So
Can I just interject for 1 second?
If you wouldn't,
So what happened was the objection was that the bid was received by Gallen at 10:01. The bids were supposed to be received at 10 o'clock. The BA was not even present. The individuals who were receiving the bids were not even present in the room until 10:05. So this is what we would call a de minimis violation, if you want to call it, and it's one that can be waived. And there are probably at least 5 or 6 cases that say that. So I'm totally comfortable, as is Mr. Rupp, that we received the bids properly and that the borough properly is awarding this bid to Gallen.
okay, so based on that, we went over the bids with Lisette yesterday. Base bid, because I can't read without a telescope at this point, is $1,428,694. The alternates, if you look at, if you have the copies, A1, we would recommend to do A1, A2, A3 and 4, you do not have to do unless you're gonna get rid of the turf. So if we get rid of the turf, then you have to plug in A3 and A4. My opinion is do A1, A2, A5, and A9. And that will bring the total price to $1,493,773 under the 1.5 million. We have a contingency in there for $50,000 in the event there's some unforeseen going on. And if you want, I've talked to Mr. Rupp yesterday about this, that if we award the base and award these items, if you do the arithmetic on the other bidders, Gallen is still a low bid. Whether you take it in, don't do it, put it in, subtract it, he still becomes the low bid.
okay, Council President, questions?
So because we're doing turf, your advice is that we drop those 2.
You don't need them.
We don't need them. And they were left there by mistake and that caused some confusion. Am I getting that right?
No, the original, this was the second bid.
Okay,
No confusion on this one. If you're gonna stay with the turf, if you're gonna remove the turf, then you have to add in A3 and A4. Because you're gonna put a grass infield in the clay.
And to add on, if I may, to add on top of it, as part of the bid document, there was a specific language that each item was going to be awarded separately.
Right.
And, so that language is part of the bid item. And on the bid summary that it was sent to the board administrator is copied the exact language, which was also reviewed by board attorney.
So you don't have, in order to do the alternates, you don't have to do all of them. You can handpick which ones you want to do or not do.
Okay.
And by doing the ones that we're recommending, getting the sidewalk along the parking lot, the additional mulch, cleaning it up a little bit, that's part of the alternates.
Okay, so doesn't impact the design as it was presented on the 12 at all? Three pickable cores, everything,
Same.
okay.
Get your, as I walked in, I hear the sound of pickleball going on, so that sound
We
will
all
now
do.
move down to the,
Thank
to
you.
the field.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilwoman Kinsella.
Yes, my question has to do with timing. So now that if we go forward with this bid, when do they start?
If you award tonight, we call them tomorrow morning, we get contracts. As soon as we can get a contract, get the insurance, get the performance bond, we're sign the contract, ready to go.
So this could start at the beginning of September
As planned.
as
I
planned.
would say yes.
And so,
The only thing that could possibly, and I'm gonna hand the pickleball back over to the attorney, because I don't want to play attorney tonight. If if the second bidder files an action to reject,
A bid protest.
to protest it, I mean, but I would think it'd be relatively fast.
Yeah, I mean, normally what happens is if there's a protest filed, it's an order shall cause that go to
Right.
court and those are decided. You basically want to lose them at the initial hearing.
Mm.
So if, you know, I mean, it could potentially it could drag on potentially if the judge didn't deny it. But again, I'm comfortable with what happened, that the reasons that they indicated that they would protest would not be successful.
okay.
Mayor, if I
And
may,
so,
just to help.
No guarantees.
Sure. Councilman Glass has some pertinent information he wants to
I
add.
just want to check with Mr. Costa. Because I don't want anyone to misunderstand when the start schedule would be. There might be some submittals, there might be some lead.
It could be, yes.
Okay, so. And also might depend on the contractor's availability, so.
Yeah.
Just not to mislead, it might be October. Like when they
But-
get.
If I may, the part of the specs, originally, when we came and presented the KVG field, a project, the tentative, the start date was the middle of September, so like around September 15. Everything that we have done so far is falling within that schedule. So you know, the submittal will fall for the turf, for the, for the drainage, but
Okay.
you know, regarding the
I mean,
pickable court, it's
Okay.
just, you know, they
Yeah,
can start the pickable court, so there is a lot of things that can be done while couple of submittals still being reviewed, so.
Thank you, Jay.
But as you can see by some of the emails,
Yeah.
most contractors hate me. It's almost to a point where I might need police
I
protection
mean,
at
you're
some
doing a
point.
good job.
I mean, how much more can we fight about grass?
Exactly.
How much more can we?
Well, let's bring that up in a minute, not yet.
Okay.
Councilwoman Kinsella, anything else on this item?
just to follow up, so if it starts, let's say, mid-September, what is the end date and will the fields be ready for, let's say, spring for all of the different various groups to start playing on the field?
That is the plan.
That we have sodding
How-
We have sodding on this. We don't
Okay.
have,
grass.
we don't have seed and hay. Again, you should give it some time for this, obviously for the sod to take, but the goal is to get these things available and up and running in the spring.
In it, early March, but I need some time.
Can we put a black post?
Yeah, like just,
The problem is
April
that
15.
we would have to hold him to it. So you're,
No, no,
we're
but
saying,
it's-
not- we're not holding him to it, but we're ballpark, right?
Right, right, that's-
Ballpark.
a guesstimate.
Ballpark.
No pun
Realistically.
April 15.
But I'm-
May, let's put it in May.
No pun intended.
May first.
Let's go May 7th, my birthday. I mean, we'll go down, get a cake, we'll get a cupcake even. And, I can't put candles because that would probably burn the grass, so,
And the turf.
yeah.
May
That
7th
one's
for
fine.
everything to be,
Right.
and ready to go.
Ready to go.
Okay.
We're on it. I mean, right now, you can see me at the mornings up in Borough Hall just to get my daily dose of aggravation first thing in the
We're gonna
morning.
get to that too. Let's
Okay.
stay on topic, okay. Councilman Benson, anything about this topic?
No, the questions were.
Councilman Glass.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to thank the Borough Administrator for answering a lot of my questions today.
Both are questions.
I would ask the Borough Administrator if she could, and I know we've been over this a million times and Costa's done a great job of explaining, but if you could just briefly for everyone's benefit, just go over what the need is that we're meeting with this project. What, why we need to move forward.
And can I add another one?
Yeah, really briefly.
And Lizette, if you could also talk a little bit about the open space grant, the open space grants that are being used to reduce the cost for this project as a whole, please.
Okay, sure, the fields, this project involves 3 grants. In 2019 and 2020, there was an application to do drainage and address a lot of the erosion issues that had happened with the fields down, the baseball, softball fields down at KBG, since it abuts the river. We received about 131,000 for 1 year and 136,000 for the following year. And that project was delayed a bit because the borough was looking into adding another field possibly for Regal, but because since it's by the river, it required a lot of investigation with the DEP, Department of Environmental Protection. We needed a line of interpretation. Where are the wetlands, what's tidal, what's freshwater. And based on the investigation, an additional field could not be added. Subsequently, last year, for the open space grant round, we applied for a grant to install pickleball courts down at KBG. And part of that also involved relocating the batting cage. So, and we received, I don't remember off the top of my head, about 230,000, give or take, for that grant. So in total, we have about $500,000 in county open space grants that will be reimbursed once this project is completed and all payments have been made and closed out. So it's to rehabilitate the softball and baseball field that are heavily used, men's, women's, as well as soccer, and to give the pickleball community a permanent place so they could play. And it's upgrading the batting cages. We're putting more safety netting. It is a complete revamp of KBG because it's one of our 2 active recreation facilities.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Excellent.
Thanks, Lizette.
Okay, are we good? Are we good? Okay, so if this body chooses to approve 25-227, that would be the go-ahead, and I'm assuming we will. Mr. Costa, this is not on for discussion, but could you please comment on Bogert Road and Borough Hall?
So Bogert Road, as you're aware, we have 2 contractors. One is Marini Brothers, who had the second phase, and Joe Matarazzo from DNL Paving, who had the first phase. Obviously, there's been a lot of complaints as far as the restoration in the grass area between the curb and the sidewalk. The office reached out to Joe. The office sent emails. I spoke to him numerous times. I told him it was serious. And to date, we've gotten pretty much nowhere. He sent me a text message last week basically saying, I can't believe for the amount of years that I've done work for River Edge and you know me, that you would report this to the bonding company. I didn't even answer the text message back. We've given him ample time, ample warning, I'm not going to fight about grass. So the bonding company is copied on everything. If your pleasure is to put in a formal claim, which I recommend, we do it tomorrow morning. I wanted to talk to obviously the borough attorney, but that would be my recommendation. Take it out, remove the weeds, remove the topsoil, rake it out, put back in proper topsoil, hydroseed it, and move on in accordance with the NJDOT specs that the bid was basically bid on and awarded.
Lizette, would you comment on this, Mr. Costa's recommendation?
I totally concur with our professional.
And Mr. Shianey, would you?
Absolutely. I mean, and the manner, Mr. Costa and I will discuss the manner in which we make the claim to the bonding company.
Right.
Bonding company that's most expeditious for the borough.
Or if we can, hire someone, do it and don't pay them.
Reduce,
And
Subtract
just
it.
take, subtract it off that. That's what at this point, I'd rather just do that.
So Robert's rules requires us to move in second, the engineers, and then we can open it to debate and we can then vote on it. Could I have a motion in second to proceed with the advice given to us by our borough engineer with the concurrence of our business administrator and our borough attorney?
Is that the latter recommendation?
one,
I
which
like
one?
the latter.
Well, it's actually two. He would work
We
on whatever.
need to do both. You have to put a
Oh,
formal, I
parallel.
think we need to put a formal claim in no matter what, and then based on, if I can
They
do
would
that,
then
based on your
exercise
recommendation, you guys
whatever
say, yeah.
judgment they needed to achieve the goal. So we would be basically authorizing them to achieve the goal.
To first do the formal claim, correct?
You would
And
have
at the
to-
same
yeah,
time.
At
you
the
have
same
to.
You have to put
Have
your
to.
claim in no matter what.
Okay,
Anything after that, we can,
okay,
we'll figure out.
good.
And would it be more money to get someone new to do it?
No, it has to be subtracted from their costs, or the bonding agency needs to do it.
Got it.
Somebody needs to do it, but it's no additional cost to River Edge.
That's all I wanted to know.
And it's been neglected to the point where some residents have already started to take money out of their own pockets to repair it, and that's just not acceptable.
Right, okay.
So could I have a motion in second?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. It is open for discussion, debate. Are there further questions? Hearing none. Can we do this by acclamation or do we gotta do it by roll call?
I will prefer the roll call.
Roll call, please.
Sure. Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes,
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes,
Councilman Benson,
Yes.
Councilman Glass.
Yes.
Okay. Borough Hall, where are we?
Borough Hall, the radiant heat is going in as we speak. It'll be finished tomorrow. The concrete will be poured for the ramp, the stairs, and the actual sidewalk that runs adjacent to the building. Next week, I anticipate brick pavers. And that'll get you to the steps. At that point, Steve will issue, as he said that we had our meeting, issue a CO, and then you'll be able to occupy the building.
Excellent.
So I think by the end of next week, realistically, I can't force his hand, but
No.
based on his verbal commitment, it should happen by the end of next week. So we're probably behind roughly 10 days.
Okay, so we're looking at pretty much hopefully getting a CO or a TCO by the 29th. Okay,
That's what I'm shooting for.
then explain to the public and the council what we would be doing next, which would be in front of the police department, right?
Correct.
And we do the same thing, rip it out, bring it up to ADA and put it in. And how long is that projected to
This
take?
should be much faster because the learning curve is over.
Yeah.
Oh,
So 2
and it's
weeks,
not as
4
much,
weeks?
there isn't as much to do on that side as there was on.
Yeah.
On the right-hand side, as you're looking at the building.
Okay, so 2 to 4 weeks? Additional?
I would say realistically, 4 weeks from tops, 3 weeks from next week, I would say,
Okay.
where the whole front will be complete.
And then for the public's benefit and the council's benefit, we would then move to the side and the back
Correct.
and explain what we're doing there.
Additional parking spaces for the police. As you look at the building to the left, you pick up 2 additional parking spaces. Fix the ADA parking spaces and get them up to code. Adjacent to the building there's some water intrusion that's coming into the building on the westerly side. We're gonna rip out the sidewalk and fix that. What came to our attention recently was that there's some water intrusion into the basement area at the north end of the building. So we're probably gonna excavate down to the footing at that point and possibly see what's going on. If we have to parge the walls, pressure wash them, parge them, waterproof them at that point, and see if that stops the water intrusion on that corner. And then obviously build 3 parking spaces in the front, 3 additional, and then mill and pave the parking lot, stripe it, and get out of everybody's way, and we're gone.
And that would, so that
October.
October. Cool, Cool.
think, I would say by mid-October, plants should be planted and get the ribbon, Mayor. If you want the flag poles, we're gonna put in the sleeves or we're gonna put in ankle bolts and ready to go.
Excellent. Very good.
Okay.
I open to council for questions or comments.
I may,
Yes.
those flooding mitigation measures, those are change orders to whose contract?
That could be a change order, but that's
To the landscapers contract?
possibly depending on what. He certainly has an excavator, that there's an excavator on site. We can find out what's going on there, but then once
We had that allowance, all right? We had,
we do,
okay,
yes.
so I might be able to, that might, should.
I said I wasn't coming back.
That's right, I remember that.
That's it.
You- Very honest.
I'm not
Too
coming back.
honest.
I'm not coming back.
Okay, any other member of council wish to ask a question? All right, Mr. Costa, I believe that completes it for you and Mr. Flores.
Yeah, I think, I mean, other than that, the paving, we're gonna have a, you could say, I guess, August, the end of 25th of August, we're gonna have a construction meeting with J. Alexander. So the paving will start.
Is that the paving of Manning?
No, the pavement of Manning is part of the rivers, of the Riverside Co-op.
Co-op, we
So
get it.
that's gonna wait until fire company number 2 concrete is done, because that's part also, Ackerman is part of the Riverside
That's right,
Co-op.
Right,
So the other paving that Rob is mentioning is the actual municipal
Municipal paving.
paving that is just coming out of municipal, the capital budget. So
Mhm.
that's something we're gonna discuss in order to go ahead, because there is no.
What streets are we doing with that paving?
I don't remember exactly the street that we're doing. I apologize for that. I can.
Was
look
that,
into
do you know what streets we're doing with that?
I don't know.
I don't remember right now.
I should know.
Give me a
Not
second.
offhand.
All right, maybe later on the meeting, if you can look it up.
I
Yeah.
have it.
Oh, wait, Jason
You
seems
could
to
have
be
a
able.
bit.
No, I'll ask. Real quick.
See, when I was this young, I could remember this stuff, but anyway.
You are not Rip Van Winkle.
I'll tell you right now, but I should have put a list of the paving there.
Once all of this is done, all I could say is the borough has accomplished quite a bit. And I
Yes.
think people in the town could probably see it.
I hope to.
The other thing I hope people take notice of is the new curb along Kindercamac. Because I think if the county would open up their checkbook and do that, the town would look
A whole lot better.
tremendously better on Kindercamac Road.
Well, maybe you and I can talk to the county.
So it's Magnolia Avenue from Midland to
That's right.
the Oradell border. We have Summit Avenue from Lincoln, it's actually gonna be from Continental all the way to Midland Avenue. We have Demarest Place between Boger Road and Summit Avenue. We have Oak Avenue between Webb and Wells. Is let's see, let me see, Center Avenue from River Edge Road to Tenny Avenue.
Excellent.
And let's see, that's the last one. Millbrook will be from Continental Avenue to Wealth Avenue. That's the municipal local.
I just want to put on the record that I had nothing to do with that list on Summit or Demarest. I just want to put that on the record. It had nothing to do with me.
All right. Great. We thank you
Mayor,
for,
I'm
go ahead.
sorry, can I ask on one of the resolutions? that's
Absolutely.
in there? So on resolution 2563, it's for additional professional engineering services for Bogut Road Section 9 project. Can you just, I'm not sure what that is.
That makes two of us.
Was that-
Since you're here, so.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
that's the next set of DOT roads. The designs have been sent to the Department of Transportation, and we're waiting for them to give approval so we could go out to bid and do our next set of streets. In Bogut Road, the next grouping of intersections as far as the grant will take us.
Okay.
And just to emphasize to the public, most of this is, most of what we're doing in town is grants. And so it's not costing the taxpayers to refurbish and refresh the town and rebuild. So, and that's crucial. We've worked very hard to be fiscally responsible with all of these very necessary repairs and updates, because our infrastructure is old.
It is.
Yeah.
And just on this topic, years ago, with the state, with the municipal grants from the state, usually it was $150,000 award. But the state would allow you to combine them. So if you got an award in year one, you combine it with year two, so now you have 300,000. Sometimes with year three, now you have 450,000. They, for whatever reason, they don't allow that to happen. And now you're doing a project for 150,000. So you have to do all the paperwork, all the design, send it out to bid. And now you have phase two the next year, same thing. Now it's not the same contract, similar on Bogart Road. You had DNL for one phase, you had Marini on the other. And now you have people, why didn't they do my sidewalk? Why didn't they do my curb? Why do we have two different? That's the reason. So when you become the governor, mayor, or anybody on the council, you need to change that back to where it was many years ago. And I don't know what the thinking was, possibly that maybe monies were sitting out there too long and they wanted to get rid of the money and have it being used. But in retrospect, it's costing you more money to do the same job. Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
all right.
but
Anything else?
Still covers it.
Anything else? Gentlemen, thank you for being here.
Mayor,
Appreciate it.
thank you for giving us the opportunity. And if there's any issues, call Jason, thank you. Teasing, call me. Obviously, everybody has my cell phone. Call me, I'll meet with anybody and in public, whoever.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Good
Good night. Good night.
So short-term rentals. That's our next topic. We're going to have a conversation about this in closed session, but is that correct?
Look, closed session, short term.
No.
We're talking about, yeah, garbage,
We're talking about garbage and we're gonna be talking about
Buster.
the Buster. That's right. So if you could just so there was an incident in River Edge where there was a short-term rental and I believe the police responded to it with several very large groups of people on Valley. And and also FIFA is coming. And so we had thought that we could, that this was something that we could handle under acceptable usage. But that is not true. We have to actually write an ordinance. And if you could speak to that, Mr. Shedanian, and also the court cases and the fact that we'll be mimicking a Jersey City ordinance because that's the only one that has passed judicial review.
Well said, Mayor. I don't
Okay.
think I need to say much more. So.
Well, if you could give the details behind it.
So, the concept of short-term rentals, is very often misunderstood because, and I've had this in multiple towns that and Bill Rupp as well, that we've represented and we've worked on. Because what happens is everyone says, well, it's a boarding house or it's a rooming house or it's rental. And I said, and what the answer is it's not, because when you use like as a short-term rental, it's like an Airbnb. So when someone does an Airbnb, they're not renting a room, they're renting the entire property. So it's no different than anybody else who rents a property and uses the entire property. And you're allowed to do that. You're allowed to rent out your entire premise because it's not like an apartment. And so all of our ordinances that are on the books that govern that, they're for the control of like a boarding house, which has multiple units, or an apartment building. And that's different than a short-term rental of a single family home. And the case law on that is now legion. It started with towns down the shore. As you can imagine, people own their homes down the shore. They want to rent them out. People buy them all the time to rent them out, and they were using Airbnb and similar services to rent them out. That was challenged by the towns, who then would pass ordinances saying it's illegal to do that. The homeowners then went to court, and the court said it's legal for them to utilize the premises in that way. What Jersey City did was a little different. They passed an ordinance limiting the Airbnb and putting sort of brackets around it. So there are specific things that we can do and write into an ordinance for River Edge that would, as the mayor said, would be similar to Jersey City in terms of the number of individuals that can be physically in the premise. There are concerns with occupancy, obviously, et cetera. At the end of the day, that Jersey City ordinance was challenged in the federal courts on a constitutional basis and survived that challenge. So that's why it has not been challenged in the state courts yet. But we believe that because it passed a federal court challenge, that's the safest route for the borough to go. I'm not telling you you're not gonna have a legal challenge if we enact an ordinance and we choose to enforce it. My guess is that, you know, that could happen by someone that owns a unit that they wanna rent out. But I'm comfortable enough with what Jersey City has done and the way the court wrote the opinion in that case that we would be in good footing.
But so to be clear, if someone is renting out their basement, just their basements, we already have jurisdiction over that.
Correct.
But if someone's renting out the house, this is where the courts have not found in favor of the towns.
Correct. It's the individual room, if you would, versus the entire premise.
Okay, so
That's the distinction.
Lizette, if I'm not mistaken, what we're bringing to the council tonight is we're asking the council to make a motion and second to approve the preparation of such an ordinance, correct?
Correct, because otherwise the code enforcement officer has no mechanism to issue any violations.
For a whole residence, but he does still have mechanism if it's a single room, like a basement room.
Correct.
Okay. So, I open it to the council for discussion, or if the council is already of the idea that we should move and second it and then enter in debate, we can either way. How does the council feel?
I have a question.
Sure.
The Jersey City ordinance is the only restriction, the number of individuals? Is that the only?
No, there are other things.
Can you real high level briefly, are there any other major restrictions?
It's length of time. How long you can, you have to rent it out for. There's a minimum length of time that you have to rent it out for, so it can't be like a 1 night, 2 night
Okay,
kind of thing.
So all those apartments in Jersey City, Airbnb is not renting any of those? Nobody?
Well, they are within the parameters of their
Within the
ordinance.
parameters.
Right.
number of individuals and length of time, we just started.
Okay,
So, I mean, there are a few more, but those are sort of the main things that keep it to a adult roar.
what would we like, what tentatively, what would be the number of individuals and length of time?
Well, that would be what we're authorizing him to explore.
Okay.
That would fit us. But right now, we have no protection
Right.
at all. So what happened on, I believe it was on Valley, could happen again tomorrow. And it can happen until we have an ordinance. So if we are going to take some action, we need to authorize our borough attorney to begin to and he'd meet with the chief of police and,
A lieutenant can leave without saying. Shall we say
Would you be
that?
able to expand I'm not familiar with what happened in the Valley, like what?
I don't want to go in too
Okay.
much of it because it was a police action, but there was a large crowd, it was noisy, and the police responded, and so,
Was it through an Airbnb? Is it-
yeah, I think it was a verbo.
Okay.
And I was just gonna say that in addition to having this ordinance, you still have your traditional ordinances that you can use, that the police can use, such as the noise. Ordinances and the decibel levels, or if they find that there are people that are, drinking out in public or whatever, or underage, or, those are the typical things that when you have a large party like that they would be looking for. There's other things too, but that's certainly some of them.
Okay,
And,
thank you.
and also just for context, I think it's pertinent to understand that I think if you survey Airbnbs in River Edge, I think 4 come up. And we don't have any control over that.
So this will allow us to start taking control over it and responding to residents' concerns.
Makes sense.
So this is just specifically for Verbo and Airbnb.
No, this is, those are two companies that do it. This is for the action that these companies are taking,
Okay.
the
Yeah, we
renting of
should.
your homes.
We don't want to show any bias towards any specific
No.
company, right?
No, we're not.
Those are the only two I know.
We're only using them as examples.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
They're like the two main companies.
Yes,
Right.
yeah, but we by no means are trying to single them out.
Okay.
Which is good for us to say on the record.
We're not the only borough who's thinking of these kinds of
Oh,
things.
no, this is, I believe when in Teaneck, they passed one.
Okay.
There are a couple there are a few other towns in Bergen County that have adopted similar ordinances.
And with the World football championship coming.
Oh,
Uh,
right, okay.
You know,
World
this is, this
World
is
Cup.
Yeah, yeah.
World Cup. This is a very timely thing for us to get ahead of. So can I have a motion second, if the council is so inclined to authorize the borough attorney to work the police department to draft such an ordinance?
So moved.
Second,
Roll call, please.
Council President Montesano
Sorry, wait,
Cohen,
wait. Is there debate? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes,
Councilman Benson,
yes.
Councilman Glass.
Yes.
Okay, Bergen County Historic Society requests banner and reduced outdoor duty rate for Barron Oktoberfest. Is there someone here to speak to that? Lizette, can you speak to it?
This is just their annual request for their Oktoberfest event to have a banner put on Main Street in Kinderkamak, as well as the reduced outside duty rate instead of whatever our ordinance says to be the assigned officer's overtime rate.
And just for the public's benefit and for the councils, this is something we have done year after year, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so I open it to the council. What are your thoughts?
no, just,
Makes sense.
Yes.
There's, an important part of our community, so.
Okay, could I have a motion in a second?
So moved. Second,
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, are we good with acclamation for that one? Very good. Okay, Buster stock banner and flyer request Buster boxes. Come on up.
I brought my second with me. I just want to give you guys this invitation to the show as
Thanks,
well.
Nadine.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
So you
Yes.
need to state your full name and address for the record, and then you have the floor.
I'm gonna speak if that's okay.
No, you both have to.
Oh, we both have to,
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead.
Mike Mari, 174 Wales Avenue, River Edge.
Good,
Samantha Mari, 310 Spring Avenue, Ridgewood, New Jersey,
okay.
07450. So thank you for having us today. We would like to have, so for those of you who don't know, Buster Stock is our annual concert / fundraiser. This is our third year doing it. We have moved it to Paramus because we've been partnered with the Paramus Public Library and the Paramus Police Department that helps us fund some of the things that we do for the show. And it's a concert where we raise drug and alcohol awareness, partnered with the Bergen County Recovery Support Services. And we'd like, because we're from River Edge and we did it here in River Edge for the first year, and Buster was from River Edge. Buster was my brother, his son, overdosed on fentanyl, 24 years old, in 2021. So we just try to bring people together. We bring a bunch of really amazing organizations together to give out information to our community, because as we know, this is an epidemic in our area. So we'd love to have a banner put on the street of Continental, right next to, kind of by where the farmer's market sign is, which is where we did it last year. It was just really great. It got us a lot of viewers and people who know about it. So I was hoping we could do that again.
Okay, we're gonna break this into two topics.
Yes.
The Buster boxes, we're going to leave to closed session, though we want your presentation.
Yes.
But the first part, the banner and the flyer request, if the council is interested in approving that or asking questions, now would be the time to raise them.
I vote to approve. Yeah, I don't have a problem as long as we can find a placement that doesn't, that is, I think Jason can work with you.
Yeah,
I think he did last year, right?
We put it next
Yeah.
to the, yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't be a problem.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that's a motion in a second.
oh, yes, okay, so moved.
Second.
Any other discussion?
I went to it the first year here in River Edge and it was fantastic, so
Thank
I
you.
totally support it. And you're musicians.
Yeah,
aren't you?
we perform the
Yeah.
whole night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We had 700 people and raised $20,000.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Fantastic.
But we have a motion and a second. Is there debate? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Hi.
You guys, this is a wonderful thing you do, and we appreciate it.
Yeah,
So I want to thank you on behalf of the community for you guys
Thank
putting
you.
the tremendous amount of time and energy you do in making this possible.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Welcome. Let's talk about the Buster Box.
So this is a new addition that we've actually been working on since we started, but we finally got some movement from a bunch of towns in Bergen County. We weren't gonna call it Buster Box, but it kind of came to us through, one thing we said when Buster passed was we have to keep saying his name because it's such an unusual name. You don't hear it often. And now it's like the only thing that comes out of my mouth. So it worked to our advantage. And so Buster Box is essentially a newspaper box that will be filled with free boxes of Narcan. Hey.
For the public's benefit, this is Lieutenant Joseph Semines and Municipal Alliance Chair.
Actually a surprise to me.
I was gonna take it thunder, but you got better
No,
working knowledge of it
that's
than I
great.
have.
That's so
I'll keep
awesome.
the chair up and join us.
Yes, please. You sure?
Yeah.
Come on over. So essentially, our goal, with all the money that we raised, which is about up to $45,000 thus far, all through just donations and, we make merchandise, so people, buy that and that's where the money goes. Our goal was to get a box that we're gonna call a Buster Box, which will hold or house about 50 boxes of Narcan that is free to the public. We want to put it in a high trafficked area, so that people can go and grab one and have it for themselves and for anybody that is in danger of overdosing. Obviously, I've had a lot of questions regarding this, like, what stops somebody from going in and taking them all? Or does this promote drug use? In my opinion, to those two questions, I would rather have it there because what I've learned in my experience in this scenario, more people are good than bad. And if it's going to promote someone to use, we want to save their life rather than have them overdose. And that's exactly what this does. We've been approved in 9 towns thus far, that being Teaneck, Englewood, Paramus, Lodi, Hackensack, Montvale, Franklin Lakes, and Holy Name also wants to put one there. And River Edge, of course, we're hoping to get one here. And essentially, this is been our goal from the start, to have a free use to this medicine that can save somebody's life, hopefully, in the event that they're overdosing. So I believe River Edge has approved of the idea, but they don't know where to put it.
So
Yet.
not
Oh, it's
approved
not
yet.
approved,
Yeah,
okay.
There's just been discussion.
Okay,
yeah. LT, would you,
I would just say that, representing the Alliance as the Alliance Chair, we passed it around the Alliance and the Alliance, Municipal Alliance was all on board with it. And then the purpose tonight was to come present it to the Mayor and Council to see if the Mayor and Council could get behind the idea. In the interim, I've also talked to Darrell O'Connor, the Library Director, who is supportive of the idea, but he has to obviously pass it by his Board of Trustees. But he's supported the idea. We had conversations about where exactly it would end up going. One of the things with the medication is that ideally it needs to be climate controlled, right? Extreme heat, extreme cold is gonna make it ineffective. So what we were looking to do is, I know Darrett does a lot with various organizations in the lobby of the library. The lobby can get a little busy. I also don't know, again, if we're looking to promote, people being able to access it without any stigma attached to them, something a little more discreet might be better. So me and Dara walked around and was thinking back by the other meeting room across from the bathrooms. Somebody's going to the bathroom and they just so happen that they grab a box and they go about their business. This way they are prepared in case they do decide to use. And if somebody else is over there, they don't necessarily have to grab a box at that time. So, again, Dara's, in theory, or not in theory, but on premise is on board with it, but has to present it to his board. This was our opportunity to then come to the Mayor and Council, get support, to move forward with the idea.
okay.
And like Sam said, just echo what Sam said, it's just the other towns that have already jumped on, and I know Paramus and Franklin Lakes are specifically put it in their library. A lot of the other towns might still be looking for a location or haven't gotten necessarily.
I know
updates.
Teaneck
Yeah.
is Stop and Shop. They're
Yeah.
putting it in their Stop and Shop.
Okay. So how many, this was the thing I was unsure of from our meeting, and it was a question I wanted to ask and I didn't. Are we looking to do 1 Buster Box, 2 Buster Boxes?
So we had talked about that too.
That's-
I think definitely the one we were looking at was for here, you know, in talking to Ellen Elias from Children and Family Services, she had, you know, we'd thrown out potentially a second and maybe visiting an idea at the train station, the River Edge Road train station, but it would just be a jurisdictional issue on, you know, who, I'm not 100% sure who owns the building, if it's transit or if it's the borough.
It's
So
not us.
it's not us, okay.
The best of my knowledge is not us.
Okay, so again, at this point, we're just looking for the council's idea, I'll say not to limit us, but just to be on premise with the idea of, we're good with moving forward with this idea for the borough.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that in closed session. I was about to say Joe, LT, Lieutenant Semenides.
Yeah, I'll just follow up. So like Sam said, there's 50 boxes initially. Ellen from Children and Family Services said she's gonna need a little help with just monitoring use. So that's easy enough between Dara and myself. We'll kind of see how much is there and when it needs to be replenished. And the Mari Foundation, the Buster.
Spike Lucky Elkin, Mari Love and Luck Fund. I'm gonna shorten it. It's a little bit crazy, but you know, it
They're
was,
They
yeah.
should be funding the boxes as well as the Northern Shore, so there's no cost.
LT, is there a time constraint that we're concerned about?
Yeah, there is. So we're looking to get this rolled out for September. Dara has his meeting on September 2nd. We were looking for
September
Yeah,
eighteenth to
the-
do an official.
the green light tonight. The 18th was gonna be the official unveil here in River Edge as the I'll say the center of it all, again, with what the Maury family has been through. And then the other sites, I believe, are maybe going the following week.
Yeah,
So the council's gonna talk about this in closed session, but we have a council meeting now scheduled for September 4th.
Okay.
Would that be too late if the council waited till then to take a vote? Or do you need for us to take a vote tonight, in which case we'd have to go into closed session and come back into public session? It'd be better for us to do it on the 4th. To
Yeah, I
make a
mean, to
decision.
pressure you, but if you could get it tonight, I think that would be preferred.
Well, so if the council's so inclined, that's what we'll do. If not, we'll leave it to the 4th, okay?
That's perfect.
All right. Anything else that you want to present to the council? Because the council is not going to debate or discuss this because we're going to close session about it, but
what does that mean exactly?
it means we're gonna get legal advice and we're concerned about liability
Mhm.
and everything else. And so, and that is privileged and confidential.
Got it. That's what I
I
think.
have two
Okay,
questions. I
questions.
think only these folks are gonna be.
Yes, you can, absolutely.
Very good.
Yeah, thank you. I just want, how much is one of these doses?
So I believe it's around $300 to get from a pharmacy or someone that's supplying it. It is expensive. They do give them out at a lot of events for drug awareness. But as far as going to get one yourself, yeah, it's not easy. And only certain places have them in stock. It's just one of those things that is not, I think, as you mentioned, the stigma behind it is so heavy in our area, just as far as addiction goes. But we want it to be something that is not so uncomfortable to say, you know what, I have one in my bag. God forbid something happens and it doesn't make you have this bubble around you that's like, oh, you're an addict or you're for drug use or anything like that. I mean, in truth, if we had it and we knew what was going on, Buster would be here right now. And that's the reality of it. So, and for a lot of people, they are here because of it. So, yeah,
So, okay,
yeah.
it's gonna be $5,300 items for free that anybody can
So
take.
we are funding it. Yeah,
I get that
Yeah.
you're funding it. Okay, all right. I mean, I support it. My concern, yeah, but,
We're going to close
oh,
session.
sorry.
yeah, I have to confirm the exact price. I'm not 1,000% on the record sure of the exact price.
Okay,
And just one question, each box when you mean box, is one spray in each
It's
box, right?
it's a injection.
Yeah.
One
Each
per
box,
box, yes,
So if I understand, this is to mitigate an emergency,
correct.
right? So I have two questions for you
Yeah.
guys. One is, if you could help me understand better why we wouldn't want to put this in a location where there's 24-hour access. That's one question. And my second question is, are we seeing a lot of overdoses in River Edge?
Absolutely.
So we had a conversation too. There was a conversation on the Alliance front, as far as putting Narcan throughout the town, right? And not using this box, but having essentially, maybe a few doses in some type of container around town. Still exploring that, then this idea came to fruition and it was full steam ahead. And again, we kind of rallied around it and we said, I think this is the way to go, at least to start.
I'm just thinking, I'm sorry for interrupting. A lot of kids come into the library. And we have a life safety building that's open 24 hours. So I'm just trying to understand the
So, and
decision making that.
to that point, is that why you wouldn't put it in the public safety building is because we're the police. And if we know you have drugs on you, it kind of would deter people to come in there and want to go and get a box because now you're kind of on the radar that you're using an illegal substance. So having it in the police department is not necessarily where you're going to get most,
More criminals.
where you would get most,
Okay, all right.
most use out of it. It's, again, I feel like the library is the community center of this town. And it's where there's a lot of different programming for a lot of different age generations. And I think what we've seen, I think it would be Councilman Glass. I know Councilman Benson had previously asked too, are we seeing a lot of ODs? Listen, we see, it was you. I know I had another conversation, another conversation with the Councilman Benson about it. Listen, I don't know that there's a number to say that that it's a lot, right?
I'm just thinking, do we have a demand or are people gonna be coming in from all over the place now to River Edge to get it?
If you have 9 other towns, I wouldn't be concerned about people coming from all over the place. And again, if somebody needed it, listen, maybe it gives Dara a little more foot traffic in his library that somebody decides to take out a book or something while they're here. I would also just say, as far as the use, right, I've had several classmates from my Riverdale class who have since overdosed. I know there's other children in town that have overdosed. I know that we have responded as a police department to parents who have overdosed. Some have been successful, some have not been successful. So I think affording people this medication for a potential reversal, if they're with somebody that could administer to it, or they themselves be able to administer it to themselves if they see that things are starting to go downhill, I think would be a benefit to anyone.
And I guess maybe this is a closed session thing, but does this create any liability?
Yeah, that's.
Well, that's a closed session part.
If I may, it's not just for the folks that are using. It could be for a family member that has a family member using.
Yeah.
And they would want to have that with them. And I know folks that carry Narcan just in case. It's not just, I'm hanging out with a buddy and I'm gonna use. And maybe I go get a Narcan for the hell of it, who knows? But it's, I think the bigger challenge is parental awareness and not my kid. And I think every household should really have this, and not just for their children, but their children's friends or another family member. So I think it has multiple reasons why it's with the youth.
And so the strategy is kind of twofold, which is people will have it just in case, but then it'll be there in case there's an emergency. So I'm just curious, so if somebody was ODing in a house, there's enough time to come to the library and get it?
No.
You're calling 911 if somebody's ODing in a house. I think
Right.
what Mike's point is that if he knows a family member is using,
You keep.
he's going to keep Narcan available that he has in case that family member ever needed it, that then he could
Okay.
administer.
So it's not, right, it's not for immediate emergency.
No.
It's just- okay.
Well, no, if
Okay.
there's an emergency, you're calling 911.
Okay.
It's in preparation for a potential emergency.
Okay. Thank you.
Just one last question. Just because there's a lot of young kids that come to the library, does that give you any pause of where, I mean, I know Joe. Lieutenant said
Location wise?
yes.
To be completely honest, I'm happy to have it anywhere. To me, knowing that it's here, even if it saves one person's life. And just to add on one more thing, there's so much secretism that comes behind drug addiction. And, you know, from our personal experience, although we were very open in our home about it, you know, buying Narcan outright wasn't something that we had the opportunity to do because, you know, it in particular made Buster question what our intentions were, and what we knew what was going on. So knowing that you can, in a way, just go somewhere to have it in your pocket without nobody knowing you have it, is a benefit to a lot of families and a lot of people, because when a user knows that it's there, in a way, sometimes it's they don't want to know. They don't want to know that it's in the house. They don't want to know that you have it. It's not the point of why they're using those drugs to, you know, and it's not always to overdose. They usually don't mean to overdose. So, yeah.
It's also drug awareness. If a young teenager is with their parents and they see this, well, mom, dad, what is this? Okay, now it's, well, you know what, son, daughter, this is Narcan for folks that use, and it becomes a conversation in the family, which I don't think happens enough.
Mhm.
And when we talked at River Edge at the high school, and when it was my turn to speak to the kids, coming from a guy who looks and who I am, I think it was very real. Wasn't coming, let's say, from a police officer or someone different. You know, I'm a street guy. I'm a, you know, blue collar guy. And when I asked if who knew about it or nobody really said anything. And I said, come on, you don't have to BS me. It's okay. Let's talk about it. And then the kids started to open up. They felt, yeah, we do know about it, and so on. And I think just the drug awareness is so important. This being in sight is incredible. And for parents to understand and see it, and I can't tell you how many parents talk to me about my daughter or son's going into the middle school. Would you talk to them? Of course. In the high school, would you talk to them? Of course. It's drug awareness to me in any way, shape, or form. You save one life, if we've saved one life, then we did a good job.
Thank you.
Any other questions? We really appreciate you coming to us.
Thank you guys
And I would
for
just-
listening.
I just want to close just as far as where your concerns are in closed session and whatnot. It's not like we're the poster child for this.
No.
Project. There's 9 other towns that are on board that have given it the green light already. So I would just hope that guides your decision.
When you say green light, they actually have it.
They've been ordered. The boxes have been ordered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All three of you, I
Thank you
appreciate it.
so much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I have a motion second to open to the public on any item on the agenda?
So move.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is there any member of the public who'd like to speak to us about an item on the agenda? Anything we have talked about or will talk about? Come on up. And would you check who our attendees are?
That's it.
Those are the attendees?
Yep.
Yes, okay, great.
Good evening. My name is Marge Burns. I live at 236 Wales Avenue. I'm a resident of River Edge for 48 years.
Hey, Marge.
I am referring to the update on the Borough Hall Repair and Renovation Project, which was submitted on your website on July the 7th. This was insufficient. There was no spreadsheet. There was no indication if there was a cost overrun. It did not indicate what the project was going to total. It did not indicate whether there was a clause in the contract to give an incentive to the contractor to finish earlier. And I am deeply concerned about all of this happening when we got a tremendous tax increase with our assessments. this is not going over well with the town people. It's not going over well. And what I see at the Borough Hall, and it's sad, I hope that you kept the brick pavers. They're very expensive. All of that landscaping that was done, I believe it may have been done by the beautification people in town. How do you answer to that? One day, everything was there, and the next day, everything was taken out. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe Mr. Costa stated something about heat. Is there a heat element that's going to be going in under the surface of wherever?
So you get your 2 minutes and then we'll see if there's anybody else and then we'll close and then I'll answer and comment on whatever you say. That's how the process works.
Okay, you can't tell me if there's a heat element.
We don't enter into a debate with this because
Okay.
this is the way its process works.
All right, and I think that's the only thing that I have that I can actually speak to you about.
Sure.
That was on the agenda, but this is crucial because this here said nothing.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Is there anybody else? Okay. Come on. 2 minutes.
I know.
He was here last.
What?
He was here last.
Ken Schaffenhauer, 780 Millbrook Road, just tied into the KBG discussion. Mr. Costa answered a bunch of stuff and I was pleasantly surprised this morning. And does a great job. I put a request out last night for information. Her day started earlier than mine, so there was an email waiting for me. So just two more question and comment as far as with the bid process. Does the base bid trump the grand total? Because I know looking at the second bidder, it was around a $20,000 difference. But either way, both bids were going to be over that 1.5 million. You locked off whatever A1, A2, and whatever A's came off of the additional bid. So do you only look at the one bid, or was the second bid looked at to see if that would also come in at a lower point? So that would be the question on that. And just the comments, I believe part of the question was answered. So I think it was 120 days from start to finish of the project. But I guess at a certain point when the question was, when will the field be accessible? I guess that's where kind of Mother Nature takes over because the sod and everything. But May 7th will, for the most part, eat into a month of the sports season down at KBG. In the case of the kids' sports, they can look elsewhere because of daylight, other fields. In the case of men's softball, which I'm also involved in, we only have the one field in town with lights. So that just anything, good word you can put in with Mother Nature for the getting the grass to grow and taking everything, but that would be just a concern eating into the season where there is no real alternative. During the fall season, they'll be playing in Paramus, but there's less competition for field time and through Jimmy T and Paramus police officers.
And that's your 2 minutes, but I just need clarification. What specifically do you want us to answer?
Just as far as the bid process, whether both bids were get re-reviewed when you take out the other portion.
So Lizette will explain that once
Okay.
we close to the public. Is there anything else?
Nope.
Okay, because I want to make sure.
Last time you didn't answer my question.
Yeah, I didn't. That's why I'm checking this time.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay. Is there anybody else who would like 2 minutes?
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Okay, could I have a motion second to close to the public?
Second.
All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
I would just say there might have been two other members from the alliance that were slotted in.
Okay.
I don't see that. There is this iPhone Claudia,
Claudia and Chief Walker.
and they were there from the beginning. Yeah,
So she just came in. It was Jason Lito that was there.
oh, okay. I don't think she wants to talk. Joe, are you saying she does?
Does she want to ask a question?
Claudia, can you raise your hand? If you do, I'll reopen to the public for 2 minutes. Yes, okay, could I have a motion second to reopen to the public on any item on the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Claudia, you need to state your full name and address, and then you have 2 minutes.
Sure, Claudia O'Neill, 911 Bogart Road in River Edge, New Jersey. Joe asked me to come on just to talk a little bit about Buster Stock and the support the Alliance puts behind it. Am I right about this, Joe? This is what I'm talking about?
It was just the boxes that the emails were going back and forth about.
Oh, the boxes, my apologies, sorry. The boxes, okay, so there are boxes that, forgive me, I apologize. I believe they're coming from, the Alliance is receiving a supported grant, basically we'll call it, to put Narcan boxes in the town. And it would be connected to the Buster Foundation. So I just wanted, I'm sure Joe spoke about it, so I apologize. I'm just coming into this last minute and Joe's texting me stuff. But so I just wanted to put our support as a Alliance committee member that this is important for the town. This will have Narcan that will be available for people who feel they need to either bring the boxes into their house, or if they see something on the street, or bring it to a party, whatever it is that they feel they need to use the Narcan for, it will be available to them. So I just wanted to make that point to you guys.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Stephanie, would you please state your name and your address? And you have 2 minutes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so Stephanie Hartman, 144 Monroe Avenue. And I too am coming in a little bit late, but continuing the conversation just to expand a little bit what Claudia was referencing. The funds that are making the naloxone available come from opioid settlement dollars that came into the county and are being managed by the Center for Alcohol and Drug Recovery. In addition, they have been partnering with the Maury family in their efforts with Buster Stock and to advance prevention and messaging throughout the county. And so Buster Stock has been enormously successful as a wonderful tribute to Buster Maury and his family and our community and the surrounding communities. But it has also been wonderfully successful in the dollars that is raised. And so that is what's making available the opportunity to not only receive the naloxone at no cost, but the hardware. The opioid settlement dollars make the naloxone available, but they don't make any sort of structure to hold it in available. I apologize for not hearing what Officer Zemeni shared, but the committee has spoken at length, not of course about the concept, but also about where we might put this and in what kind of fashion. And everyone was supportive of the idea of making it available, more concerned about we didn't want to put them in our AEDs and compromise the availability and everything that is in there by having people go in them. We also
5 seconds.
About singular boxes. So this would be a great compromise, and I really hope that everyone supports this being in our community.
Okay, thank you, Stephanie. Is there anyone else who would like 2 minutes? Okay, could I have a motion second to close to the public?
So moved. Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Lizette, I'm gonna need your help with the first one. The Borough Hall, the reason for the revamping of Borough Hall was the building was collapsing. It was, we brought in a structural engineer when we started noticing the floors warping. And this was at a public meeting, though the structural engineer said we did not need to evacuate the building immediately. He said we had to evacuate it within 2 to 3 months, or it would have to be condemned. And then the reason why it was originally a 100-year-old building or thereabouts, it was a private home, it was not built to carry the weight of filing cabinets. filing cabinet, fully loaded, can be several hundred pounds. Going all the way up to, I don't want to give an exact amount. And then we have a lot of files we have to keep on for the building department, for the land use department. Some files by a previous business administrator to save space, put them into the attic, and the building was failing. So the building had to be gutted. There were two options that was brought before us with the architect. And one option was to tear down the building and just rebuild again. And that was estimated at $8 to $10 million. Another was to gut the building and to rebuild within. And that's the option we chose. And that was that, I think that was estimated at $3 to $4 million.
Correct. And all in with the last change order is 3.2 million.
And that includes inside and outside, right?
That includes inside of the municipal building, council chambers, finance department. The exterior project that is currently being worked on is 815,000. So all in all, the price tag's about 4 million.
Okay. Now with the outside, we can't occupy the building. The building's done, but we can't occupy it by federal and state law until it's ADA compliant. That's Americans with Disabilities Acts. So the work that's being done outside is required. And to get the grading clear and to have the slope of the wheelchair slope of the ramps, we had to literally pull everything out. So we didn't have a choice on that. And the reason why we're still here in the library is because we're not allowed to go into the building until the ADA is complete. The materials are, and so that's what's happening with that. However, if you'd like more information, you can go to the clerk. Our clerk is right there, Ann Dodd, and you can say, I'd like a copy of the contract, right? We can give that, right? I'd like to see the specs report. I'd like to see the design. And you can do that. You can go to Borough Hall and request that. That's called an OPRA request, which is called Open Public Records Act. And say, do we charge for that or is that free? I forget.
It's free if they want it by email. If it's paper copies, it's 5 cents per page for 8.5 by 11 and 7 cents for anything larger.
Super reasonable. So so that would be that. Okay, next we had Ken. Lizette, Ken wanted to understand about the process of the bid rejections, the amounts and why they're rejected and whether we looked at if we reject the first one, the second one and the options. If you could speak to that, please.
Yes, all bids are equally evaluated uniformly. In this case, the first time there were 9 bids, and as Rob had mentioned, with removing those 2 itemized options, it was over budget. And under the local public contracts law, we went out to bid again. All the bids were reviewed. It's not like we just look at the lowest price and don't look at everyone else, because it's more than just numbers. There's a lot of paperwork that has to be submitted, a bid bond, references to verify similar projects that are worked on. So it is a comprehensive review. Every bid that was submitted, all 3 bids were reviewed, and each item line by line, and not just going based on what the companies had written in their bid sheets. Their calculations were verified to make sure there weren't any glaring omissions or errors. So all bids were evaluated, and yes, the bid notice at this project is 120 days. It's subject, of course, to weather. And with this project, not only will Costa's office be there with his inspection team, but our recreation director, Joe Rico, will be checking in as well and keeping the leagues updated if anything happens that might impact spring sports. He will give plenty of notice to the various organizations.
Okay. 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 And there would, go ahead.
Yeah, real quick. So the answer to your question is the low bidder is the same entity with or without the alternates.
Okay.
That was your question, right?
Yeah, yes.
That's the answer.
So there was no questions in regard to the Buster stock. They were simply speaking in support of, so there is nothing to answer there. So Indira, can you hit where it says view? Would you just X that out so that it doesn't appear? Okay, great. Okay, so now we are. Oh, yes. So, in regards to the, both the interior and exterior, there have been not dozens, there have been multiple council meetings where it was discussed, the engineers were brought forth, the architects were brought forth. Everything has been 100% transparent. They can be reviewed on YouTube. They are on the Borough of River Edge YouTube. Everything is available to the public upon request. And available in, you can go back to those meetings and you can ask the clerk which meetings they were, and you can go and review them yourself if you want to see the YouTube videos going back all the way to when we realized that the building was beginning to fail. And of course, when we say, no, but you can talk to me afterwards, okay? Because it's a process and it's a good process and it works. Okay, next, monthly reports. There's 3 monthly reports upon request from tax collector, land use. So July, and 3 July reports. We now have resolutions by consent, 25-219 through 25-231. Does any member of council wish to ask a question or hold out for a separate vote? Any of the items listed?
No debate, but I just want to make sure that people on resolution 25-228, the residents understand that what we're doing is that we're moving the meeting from 9/11 to September 4th.
Yes.
So that's important to keep in mind the date.
Yeah. So we did want to have a meeting on September 11th. So that was a small error. Okay, anything else? Okay, could I have a motion and a second to move resolution 25-219 through 25-231?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, could I have the finance chair and one member of the finance committee move 25-232, payment of the bills?
Thank you, Mayor. At a regular meeting of the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge, County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, held on August 19th, 2025. Be it resolved that the Mayor and Council of the Borough of River Edge approve the following expenditures. Current fund, $7,459,159.80. General capital fund, $828,373.06. Grant fund, $132,108.82. Animal control, $7.80. Trust other, $278.78. Payroll, $23,531.32. Developers escrow, $3,236.50. Recreation trust, $14,020.99. So moved.
Okay, go ahead, second.
Yes.
And Mr. Shaganian has recommended that for this particular resolutions that we do a roll call for that. So could I have a motion and second to move 25-219 again through 29-232, which includes payment of bills?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, now we're going to do a roll call, Ms. Dodd, for all of the resolutions tonight.
Okay, Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes.
Councilman Benson.
Yes.
Councilman Glass.
Yes.
Okay, that is unanimous. Is there any new business? Hearing none, let us go to old business. We have proposed resolution to authorize purchase of license plate readers for the police department. This was a point of business during the budget. The chief had asked us to reconsider this. does the council wish to reconsider authorizing a purchase of license plate readers for the police department, especially considering the chief said that we can get a 2-for-1 sale on it?
Yes, Mayor, I make a motion to reconsider and purchase the license plate readers.
Okay, so this would, because this, so this would be a motion to reconsider, and then there'd be a motion to approve. And a motion to reconsider must have 4 council votes. And a motion to approve must have 4. So, Councilwoman, I just want to confirm, you're moving to reconsider.
Correct.
So that's your motion.
That's my motion.
Can I have a second?
I second.
It is open for, no, this is not open for debate. Motion to reconsider is not debatable. Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Sure. Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes.
Councilman Benson,
Yes.
Councilman Glass.
Yes, and could we please ask Ms. Hartman to mute or unmute?
She'd have to be removed, and the problem is, the last time we did that, we kind of.
I screwed the whole thing up, so I don't want to do it.
So we don't want to do that again. Okay.
But just hear some backup.
Stephanie, can you please mute your mic if your mic is still on?
I would if I knew where it was. Oh, I see it. I'm sorry, you're hearing the dogs. I apologize.
All right, okay, so now, can I have a motion and a second to approve a resolution to authorize purchase of license plate readers for the police department?
So
Second.
Now, does this, Lizette, does this require a resolution number?
Yes.
What, would it be 25-233?
Yes, and then when we go to closed session, that would be 234.
Right.
Okay, so, so we have a motion and second to approve the author's purchase of license plate readers for the police department as stated by the chief in his last visit, and it will be resolution 25-233. It has been moved and seconded. It is open for debate. Is there debate?
Well, I just want to be clear, it's coming from that trust fund, right?
Yes.
Right, so
So the resolution was actually sent to the council as a mock resolution, not a mock, a potential resolution. So it came in your email, right? So if you, I have the line, I have, hold on.
But the answer is yes, it
Yes.
comes to the
just wanted to-
outside duty trust fund.
Yeah.
Yes, okay. And has been approved by the CFO and the BA as something we can charge to that trust fund.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, there's no debate, so roll call, please.
Council President Montesano Cohen,
Yes.
Councilwoman Kinsella,
Yes.
Councilman Benson,
yes.
Councilman Glass.
Yes, and I want to thank Ms. Hartman for muting.
Okay, could I have a motion second to, is there any other old business? I have a motion second to open the public for any comments at all.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right. Does anybody who'd like 2 minutes? They may come forward and get 2 minutes. No, you're not. It doesn't begin until after you finish saying your name.
Until I sit.
All right.
March Burns, Wales Avenue, River Edge, 48-year resident. Regarding the Borough Hall, how did you guys make out when the earthquake struck? Did it affect anything?
We can answer that. Keep going. Anything else? You get 2 minutes.
All right. Regarding the Liberty Travel Building on Route 4, give me let me know what's happening with that.
We can do that.
What's happening with the old shop, right? Or the Asian market
Yeah.
on Kinderkamak Road.
Yeah.
That seems to be a big thing. And does the police department have a drone?
Okay, anything else?
And I want to know if the borough has been monitoring the use of personal property, non-commercial home, our lots that we have if they've been monitoring those that are potentially using that property for commercial purposes.
A business in a residential area, is that the question? Anything else?
That was it. The well, I asked you about the CBD store. Basically, I think that's it.
Okay.
Okay.
Is
Thank
there
you.
anyone else who would like 2 minutes? Stephanie, your hand's still up? No, okay, change your mind. Anybody else? Okay, could I have a motion second to close to the public?
So, second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, Lizette, I'm pretty certain, I talked to Jason about this, there was no structural damage in any of our buildings. And I did talk to the police department when it occurred, and they had no reports at that time. Can you update us on anything other than that?
Correct. There was no report of damage to our facilities.
Okay. Second, sweet spot. So Friday, the state inspector came and gave the state final approval on Friday to Sweet Spot. They also have their certificate of occupancy that occurred on Friday. They now have to wait, I think it's 30 days, a 30-day wait period. And during that, Lizette, we have to, it has to come before us again. We have to pass a resolution
That is
for final
correct.
approval.
That is correct.
So I spoke to Mr. Herbs? No, Ben, how do I say Ben's last? I spoke to Ben. And he, with the 30-day and everything else, I think they're looking to have a soft opening somewhere between the 15th and the 30th, and then a grand opening afterwards. So that's what's happening with them. September, yeah. September, yes. The Asian market, they do not need to come for the land use board unless they need a food handler's license or they're changing something substantial. I don't believe that they did come before the land use board. And they would simply need permits if they're acting within the usage that is granted. So Lizette, do we have any information on that other than what I've just said? No. So as long as they act within the ordinances set by the borough and the statutes set by the state, they simply need a building permit. And so they don't come before us for any decision-making on that. It's reviewed, whatever they're doing has to be, they have to have blueprints and plans. It has to go to the building department. If it fits within the ordinance and the statutes of the state of New Jersey, then they're simply granted a permit and they move forward because they're a private business. And so that.
We have no information of the future use.
No, I mean, technically, I guess, Anne, can you get a copy of their permit is that operable?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so you can also get a copy of their permit if you wish, from the building department, actually through the clerk's office. Drones, LT, I'm gonna call on you. Do we have drones? So this is Lieutenant Zemenes. No, I didn't think we did, but I just wanted to double check. And if we are made aware of someone running a commercial business out of a residential, we send out our code enforcers, and it has happened. And so whenever we're made aware of it, we let the resident know that this must cease and desist, depending upon the violation that they're may or may not be committing. And but yes, we do get that from time to time. We also have ordinances requiring that commercial vehicles not be on the street. LT, I think that's from midnight to 6. So we just changed that. And if you have a commercial vehicle in your driveway, there is signage limitations. So you can't have, this big signed vehicle. So we do all that. Okay, I think I answered all of those. Right. Council comments. Are there any council comments?
I would just like to say one thing that I did not mention in our last meeting. but just to mention it now, since I forgot. I just want to say that one of our great residents, Mary Davis, was honored as a hometown hero on behalf of River Edge in July, and I just want to say congratulations to her for all of her all the things that she's done for the town.
Yeah, well deserved, well deserved. Anything else? All right then,
Can I just,
absolutely.
I'm not sure if Stephanie, I think she put her hand up as we were closing, so can we make sure that she didn't have it?
Stephanie, did you have something else you wanted to ask?
I did. 2 minutes went really quickly. And
Hold
so.
on, hold on, Stephanie. Could I have a motion and second to reopen to the public on any item?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Stephanie, 2 minutes starting now, go.
Okay, thank you. So I just wanted to say that I do work in the field of mental health, and I just recently took a new training that is called CALM, and it's meant to reduce access to lethal means of suicide and the most common means of suicide. And the most common mean of taking one's life is access to medication. And while overdose isn't always in overt act of taking one's life, it often using substances is one of those warning signs and huge risk factors. And so September is Suicide Awareness Month. October is Alcohol and Substance Use Awareness Month. And so I'm just, again, adding my 2 cents, not that I don't feel as though the council would be supportive, but I'm adding my extra 2 cents and my extra 2 minutes to really be supportive of supplying our community with access to harm reduction should somebody be dealing with a substance use disorder.
Okay. Could I have a motion and second to close to the public?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have closed session, but we are going to come back. So we're gonna have to, I don't know how we're gonna do this. How do we do that? No, Ann, with the Zooms.
We have to keep this Zoom open and you can't run 2 Zooms at the same time.
Can we pause it?
You kick everybody off the Zoom from the public who's there. They all have to leave the room.
Can you create a
Right,
separate
but
room? You can make a separate room, right?
we can't do that with a webinar.
Can't pause?
We can, but then we can't have 2 Zooms running at the same time. Is that what you're saying, Ann?
Right. We can't have a separate link to jump onto.
Do we have to go back to the Zoom, or can we return to business without the Zoom?
Zoom is optional. Zoom is not required.
Okay, so we'll close this Zoom and then we'll go into closed session and then we'll reopen. Then we'll close the closed session Zoom, but we'll reopen without the open session Zoom. Does that make sense, everybody?
Okay.
Okay, we can do that. All right, could I have a motion second to go into closed session, resolution 25-234? Resolution to go into closed session, exclude the public attorney-client privilege, NJSA 10:4-12B7, garbage contract and buster boxes.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, everybody.
All right.
Bob?
So we're staying here?
Yeah.